Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. We're going to do a general love reading. So I chose this deck, Affairs of the Heart, and we're going to see who this reading is for. So if you're resonating with it, then it's your reading. So we have the universe, trust in the universe, divine timing. So whatever you're dealing with, there is an elephant. Okay. That's interesting that I just accidentally said elephant. Elephants could be symbolic, but I was going to say there's an element of divine timing. But the fact that I said elephant makes me think that there's obstacles. Interesting. Okay. We have communication. So I feel like you're waiting for communication from someone, or you're hoping for communication for someone, but it feels like there's obstacles preventing this communication. And I'm hearing if they wanted to, they would, but that's not what's going on here. There's some sort of obstacle preventing them from communicating with you, or preventing communication. And it could be that some of these obstacles need to be overcome before communication comes in. Interesting. All right. One more shuffle. We have keep going, don't stop, you're almost there. So maybe you've been waiting a while for communication, or hoping. Whenever I say waiting, I'm hesitant to say waiting because I don't think you're waiting by your phone. But I feel like this is someone you want to hear from. And it feels like communication will come, but maybe you're losing hope. You're almost there. That card, keep going, you're almost there, also has to do with the 10 of Wands, which can talk about obstacles. All right, so what do we need to know? This feels like a no contact. We have true love, divine union, could be the one. Caution, be careful, red flags, don't rush. Yes. So this feels like, again, that mindset of if they wanted to reach out, they would. And my throat's closing over. I don't know if you can hear it. But that mindset of if they wanted to, they would, is very like black and white thinking. And if this person is still showing red flags, or, you know, is not in a position to give you what you need or deserve, or there's still some red flag behavior, that could be why the universe is creating obstacles when it comes to communication. Because trust in the universe, you're being divinely protected. So it's almost like Spirit's saying, don't rush this communication. So if you're losing patience right now, remember that. That I feel like there's still some red flags here, which is why communication, the universe is putting obstacles in this person's path. All right, so let's see what we need to know. Why is communication being blocked? First of all, we have balance. So something's out of balance here. And this reminds me of the Two of Pentacles. So if this is someone who can't give you balance, or is prioritizing, or is still prioritizing work over their personal life, if they were to reach out, they wouldn't be able to give you that prioritization, and you would be left feeling unprioritized. If this is someone who has a lot going on at work, or a lot of stress when it comes to work, that could be a reason why communication is being blocked. If this is someone who can't make their actions and words match, so they would come in and say, yeah, I want to prioritize this, but then they have something, all of these obligations or whatever, and they couldn't give you that balance, that would cause you to get confused because their words and their actions aren't aligning. So there's something still out of balance where they wouldn't be able to give you consistency. Again, there's red flags here for a reason. We have clarity, so there could also be something that this person, you know, still needs clarity on before they come in. So let's say you're hoping for communication from someone. This is just an example. But let's say you're hoping, let's just use these two cards for the example. If you are, actually, I'm going to use the bottom as well. We have fear, commitment, anxiety, scared, concern. So if this is someone who doesn't know if they can commit to you fully, that could be what's blocking communication. If this is someone who doesn't have the clarity that they have a fear of commitment, or doesn't have the clarity that what they were giving you in the past wasn't equal give and take and reciprocity, wasn't consistent, then if they were to come in and communicate without that clarity, they would still be inconsistent with you. You know, the fact that we have fear, this person could have a lot of fear about communicating with you because maybe they have clarity that right now they need to find balance. Let's just say you said to this person, I want equal give and take. I want you to prioritize this connection. And they have a lot going on in their life where they have the clarity that they know they can't prioritize this connection. Then they could be afraid to reach out to you until they can give you that consistency and meet those needs and honor those boundaries. Let's keep going. We have self-love. So that's another thing. Now we have separation, and I was hearing no contact, trust the universe. So breakup, no contact, separation, and then we have self-love. So you could be hoping for communication from this person, but the universe could be putting obstacles in the way of this person communicating because you still need to work on self-love and know your worth and know that you deserve more than whatever energy this person is in. So Spirit is really guiding you right now in this no contact situation to focus on self-love. You are enough. This person's inconsistency or silence is not a reflection of your worth. It's what's going on with them. I almost said of your work. So I feel like for some of you, your person is like really involved with work right now. But this separation is meant for you to know your worth and to focus on self-love. I just had a froggy in my throat, releasing, cleansing, healing. So the universe, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing the song from Tangled, Mother Knows Best. And I feel like the universe is trying to, or Spirit's trying to tell you that they know what's best for you right now, and what's best for you is to be in this no contact situation so that you can focus on yourself and so that this person can gain clarity and establish balance in their life before they reach out. Let's keep going. This is an interesting one. One more. We have ego, red flag. So if this person is still acting from a place of ego and they reach out, you're going to see that. They're going to take actions from a place of fear. Mr. Crow is confirming it. Focused on material things, focused on work, focused on finances. And even if they aren't focused on finances, if this person is taking action from a place of fear, it's not going to end well either. So there's still a bit of ego in their energy. And if they're not taking action towards you, their action is coming from a place of fear. So if they're not taking action from you, it's coming from a place of fear. We have listen. So listen to your intuition. Intuition on the bottom. So this person, we have intuition and ego here. And this person right now, there could be an imbalance between, I still stand by everything I said, but I feel like right now their ego and their intuition are kind of at odds with each other. And maybe because of these obstacles in their life, their ego is telling them, you know, not to reach out, or their ego is, you know, fear comes from ego. And their intuition could be telling them to reach out. So I feel like this person needs to find balance. There's some red flags that need to be removed here, some clarity that needs to happen, an ego death that needs to happen before they'll be able to hear their intuition. This says your answers are within reach. So again, I'm hearing divine protection. I'm hearing, I just heard thank your lucky stars that this person hasn't reached out, because if they had reached out, it might have ended in an argument, or it might have ended in further heartbreak or a prolonged separation. I want to see what's going on with this person. What's going on with this person? So 10 of Wands energy. So they feel like they're on an uphill battle. They're being guided to keep going. But 10 of Wands is feeling overwhelmed, heavy burdens. There's a lot on their mind here, but they feel like it's an uphill battle in their life right now. So again, I think it's best that they don't bring you into that, because they wouldn't be able to give you consistency. What's going on with this person? Triggered. So they're still in a place where they could be triggered. That's what I was hearing. Like, thank your lucky stars they haven't reached out, because it feels like they still have some wounding here, some ego that can be very easily triggered. We have spying. So right, fire sign on the bottom. So this could be a fire sign, or you could be a fire sign, but this person watching you online, because I feel, hang on. For some reason, I just felt called to look in this deck. I create boundaries to protect my fragile ego. I am very sensitive to your criticism. There was a card that I was seeing that I wanted to show you. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, great. I'm dropping cards everywhere. There's a specific card. There is a specific card in here I'm seeing that I want to show you. That. So hang on here. I feel safer hiding and watching you from a distance. And that's what this feels like. Whoa, during this, that was the one that fell here. During this time apart, I have done a lot of self-reflecting and recognize how deep our connection is. But still feeling scared, so they watch you from a distance. That's interesting. But again, thank your lucky stars they haven't reached out, because they're still in this energy where they could be triggered. Like more healing, sensitive to your criticism. So even if you weren't criticizing them, they could take it as criticism. You could also be connected to someone who is like neurodivergent, And something that neurodivergent people experience is rejection sensitivity dysphoria, which is they feel hurt by even perceived rejection. So like even if you were to tell this person something that wasn't a criticism, they could get triggered and take it as a criticism. Let's get two more. So we have conflict, internal struggle, and intuition, which is exactly what I was hearing. So right now there's an internal conflict between their ego and their intuition. So again, you're being protected from this person. And I feel like if they were to come in, there would be a clash here. There would possibly be an argument. This also says ending toxic cycles. So let's say there was something toxic about this connection in the past and they haven't learned from it yet, and they were to come in, that toxic pattern would repeat. Let's get four more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is interesting because I was supposed to do this reading. I intended to do this reading like 45 minutes ago. And for some reason, I opened up social media before I started this reading and it kind of sucked me in. So I feel like this person could even distract themselves with social media. But this social media card came out. So they're watching you on social media right now. We have summer. So summer could be very symbolic to this connection. That could be when you separated or when you met. I don't think it's going to take until the summer to hear from this person. We have law of attraction, within reach, positive mindset. And that's kind of what I was hearing when I was seeing that communication was being blocked. And I said elephant. It feels like you could be not believing in this anymore, or you could be losing that positive mindset. Especially if, you keep seeing readings where you hear they're going to reach out and then they don't reach out. You need to put your trust in the universe. Don't lose faith. Stay positive. What's the thing that is stopping them from reaching out is what's going on in their external world. And I said this in Leo's reading, what's going on in their external world reflects what's going on in their inner world. So if their external world is out of balance and a mess, imagine their inner world. So instead of, feeling like it's never going to happen or doubting it, trust that it will happen in the right time. And on the bottom, which is, the overall energy, we have fresh start, new beginning, start over, square one. So don't lose hope in a fresh start. There's a fresh start coming. But again, I feel like that fresh start would have a better chance once your person is not acting from a place of ego, is not being easily triggered, and has achieved balance in their life. And it feels like they watch you from a distance to stay close to you because they fear actually coming in. So let's get some tarot. What's going on with tarot? We have the 10 of Wands. So you may be even picking up on this energy. Like if this person has a lot of weight on their shoulders and feels very burdened, like you could be feeling overwhelmed by not having communication. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So this will come in divine timing. It's out of your control. And there's something about this person making adjustments before coming in. We've got the King of Swords. So this person is gaining clarity, but the King of Swords can be emotionally detached. Interesting air energy. Wheel of Fortune is the fixed signs, so Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. 7 of Pentacles. So that is an energy of, you know, you may have to wait for this communication. And I don't mean sitting around doing nothing, waiting by your phone. I never want you to assume that's what I think you're doing when I say waiting. But there is a period of having to wait for this clarity from the King of Swords. One more shuffle. We have the Chariot, and look at that. So this person is sitting this way, that way, at war with their intuition and their ego. Cancer energy. So let's just see. We have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, there could be an apology that needs to happen. Maybe this person isn't ready to give you anything deeper than the Page of Cups. Interesting. 5 of Cups. Justice. So it does feel like there needs to be an apology here. There's also something about balance with the Justice card. And intuition. There's sadness here. Your person could be struggling with their mental health. Could stem from the inner child, childhood wounds. All right. Maybe they think you have someone new in your energy. What do you need to know about this person? We have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about wanting to rekindle something, but it can also be, it's not the King of Cups. So this person could still be a little self-focused, I'm hearing. This person could have some maturing to do emotionally. You know, the King of Cups would never be triggered by... The King of Cups doesn't get, in the upright, doesn't get emotionally triggered. The Knight and the Page do. So it almost feels like this person has some maturing to do. The other thing is the Knight of Cups follows their intuition no matter what. So I feel like at the end of the day, their intuition is going to win here. But I feel like their ego, there's a shark underneath this. So I do feel like their ego is playing a part here. And, you know, think about when people see a shark fin. Danger. Be careful. So it almost feels like this person is being held back because they haven't yet matured into that King of Cups. And there's still some red flags there. Like I said, they could be a little self-focused. Let's see their current energy. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Hanged Man. So right now, your person, Page of Pentacles, there is growth here. There's growth. Wanting a fresh start. But the Hanged Man shows an energy of waiting. And I always say about the Hanged Man, it's like the universe picks you both up and separates you. It's like you need a timeout. I'm not saying you needed a timeout. Maybe this person did. And you can see for this person's energy, they want to come in with an offer here. There's a fresh start coming. But look at this image. There's a lock around their feet. And their hands. So they're being, I'm going to stick with what I'm saying. The universe is preventing them from reaching out to you right now until they gain a new perspective. Until they can show remorse. Maybe this is someone who thinks about themselves a lot, I'm hearing. Pisces energy, water energy, earth energy. We have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands speaks of needing to leave their comfort zone. So think about it. This person is wanting to reach out, but they're sitting in fear. There's a fear of leaving, or not leaving. There's a fear of coming towards you. And we see this person looking at the globe on their hand, which can symbolize patterns. So it feels like this person is being held back from progressing forward, Three of Wands, until they look at these patterns. The Tower, that's interesting. So divine intervention, maybe until they do the internal work. Let's see how they're feeling about you. The High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. So they know you want equal give and take, right? Six of Pentacles. They feel like you deserve equal give and take and reciprocity. You could be a giver. For how they feel about you, they're guarded right now because maybe they can't give that to you at this moment. And if you said, I don't want to hear from you until you can give me reciprocity, the High Priestess, you could be a tarot card reader, or you could be into tarot, like you could have your own deck. You could be a light worker. You could be highly intuitive. You could also be guarding yourself, right? Pisces energy. How are they feeling about you? And we've got two candles here. So we have Judgment for how they feel about you. So they do want to resurrect something with you here. They do want a renewal. You could be very awakened. That's interesting. These are just flipped over in the middle of the deck. Seven of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So I'm telling you, this person could have had a lot of other things going on where they made you feel like an option. They could have been Knight of Wands. They could have been very inconsistent with you. They could have been hot and cold. And it feels like this person knows they need to do some self-evaluation before coming in. Knight of Swords is on the bottom. So this person, that's interesting. There is definitely something here about how they want to communicate with you, but they're not making any impulsive decisions. So the Knight of Swords would come rushing in, possibly to argue with you. It's a very, it can be very impulsive. And it also talks of fear of intimacy. So this person could be, you know, doing a lot of self-evaluation that they have this fear of intimacy, which was actually one of the things I talked about with these two cards. So they are gaining clarity here. The Hermit, self-reflection. So they want to communicate, but they don't want to come in impulsively before they can meet your needs, is what I'm hearing. There could have been like arguments between the two of you. One more for how they're feeling about you. Wheel of Fortune. So they feel like this is a fated connection and that there's adjustments that they need to make before they come in. And one of the things, this wheel is actually on the house. So it could be that there's some stability that they need to make adjustments to their own stability before coming towards you. I'm also hearing you feel like home. We have the King of Wands here, so they want to take bold action towards you. Interesting. There's a lot of passion here for you, a lot of attraction. Let's look at their current intentions. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So their intentions are to move slowly before they communicate with you. Their intentions are to take their time coming towards you with this offer. Their current energy is the Page of Pentacles, so it feels like they have some growth and maybe something about work to finish up before they come towards you and communicate with you. Their intentions are to communicate with you, But, you know, if you look at this knight could get there a lot quicker if he was flying on his broomstick, but he's not. He's walking on the ground, kind of like, you know, when we were kids and we were pretending we were riding a horse or we were witches. So they're moving, their intention is to move slow, to not, this person could be younger than you, but their intention is to move slowly towards you, not impulsively, because they know they can't come in and make you feel like an option. They can't come in and be inconsistent. And their intuition is telling them, I feel like their intuition is telling them there's things they need to work on before they offer you this. Anyway, I think I've seen every night. I've seen every single night. So your person could be like in night energy, still a little bit immature, or they could be younger than you. Yeah, this person wants to come in. They want to stop running here. 7 of Swords in reverse with the 8 of Wands. So they do want to communicate with you. Let's look at what action they're taking. We have the Queen of Wands. Interesting, because we had the King of Wands. What action are they taking? Are you kidding me? That's the King of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. So they are going to be taking action towards you, but it feels like once they're on your level, once they can provide for you, once they can level up here. King of Wands, bold action. The Queen of Wands is about being open. So this person's actions are going to take bold action towards you and be open and honest with you with the Queen of Wands. They want to match your energy, so that equal give and take. And we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. So I'm going to be honest about what I'm hearing. It feels like this person wants to fight for this connection, but they want to take things slowly, because the 9 of Pentacles can be, you know what? They could be taking bold action towards you and being open with you that they had a fear of giving up their independence. It feels like this person does need to mature and find stability before they communicate. There could also be something here about wanting to see if you can get on the same page before coming into union. And what I mean by that is this person could reach out and say, like, I'm hoping we can see if we can reconnect and find a balance before we jump into anything. I'm hoping we can take things slow to see if we can get on the same page. I'm just going to do, I want to ask about timing. April 16th could be symbolic. I just looked at the clock. I want to ask about timing. So we'll just do 4 weeks to start with. So the connecting energy between you in the next 4 weeks. We have the Ace of Cups. We have Temperance. And we have Justice. And the Empress. So if you are not embodying divine feminine energy, now's the time to embody it, which is trusting your intuition. I do not chase, I attract. I allow things to come I allow things to come to me in the right timing, not my ego's timing. We have Justice, so this person being honest with you, taking accountability. Temperance, wanting to heal this, wanting to find balance. You being patient, not rushing it, not letting your ego rush it, not getting impatient. And we have the Ace of Cups, which shows an offer of love, an emotional offer, We also have 2 doves here, which symbolize reconciliation. So maybe you're hitting your breaking point right now, but look at the next 4 weeks. I want to see what's blocking this person. What is blocking this person? It even came out in reverse for me. So, what is blocking this person? Fear and uncertainty. Maybe even paranoia that you're dating someone else, or that you'll tell them off if they reach out, or that they can't give you what you need. You know, this is fear. That's what's blocking them. Possibly some shadows that they need to look at. 8 of Pentacles as a blockage is also interesting to me, because I believe it says something about taking a step back. They need to take a break and rest. They might be too fixated on their career or finances, not putting effort into love, neglecting relationship. Did you hear that? That's crazy. I don't know if you heard that, but a phone started ringing. Somebody outside? What's blocking communication? So again, maybe right now they can't put effort into this. And if they did come in, they'd still be neglecting it. Maybe they neglected you in the past. It also says taking a break and rest, to rest because they might be too fixated on their career, which could be affecting a spiritual connection. Spiritual connection, hello. This as a blockage, Page of Cups in reverse, shows neglecting inner child wounding or fear of intimacy, fear of being vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable. I'm just going to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Immaturity. Remember I said your person could be younger, or they're just in this immature energy because we have all knights. And remember, when they take action, they're coming in as a king. So I talked about maturity, insecurity within this connection, insecurity with themselves, fearing failure. So that's something that's blocking them. They have this fear that if they come in, you might reject them. What can you tell me about this communication, Spirit? What can you tell me about the communication that's coming? What can you tell me about the communication that's coming? It's going to be sudden. It's going to be sudden. We have the Empress and we have the Tower. And you know, people assume that the Tower is a negative card. It depends on what it's with. And we have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, confirming the Tower, which is sudden communication. So it's going to feel like it comes out of nowhere. When this person comes in, the Tower can also show a revelation. So when they communicate with you, you're going to have a revelation. They could even tell you, you know, let's say they reach out 4 weeks from now, suddenly in the middle of the night or whatever. You could even get a message where they say, I wanted to reach out to you 3 weeks ago, but I lost my job, or my life was falling apart, or something. It's going to bring a revelation. And the Empress, for what you need to know about communication, you do not need to chase it. You just need to focus on yourself. Focus on your self-love. Be that Empress. Tend to your inner garden. Nurture yourself. So I want to get channeled messages. I actually want to get a few from each of these decks, though. I'm going to take this card for the cover, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple out of this. What does this person want to say to you? What is happening here? My focus has always been my career. I'm trying to provide you the life you deserve. So this person seems hyper fixated on work, which is something that, you know, there's a whole bunch of reasons why somebody can act that way. And I'll just name a couple. One, insecurity. If someone feels very insecure with who they are as a person, or fears feeling their feelings, like being vulnerable in love, that's a blockage here, Page of Cups. They can throw all their energy into work because that's where they get their validation. Another reason could be because they grew up in an environment like that, where they were raised to believe that if they weren't working, they were a waste of space. Avoidance. Some people avoid emotions by working. Again, they could have had a parent who was very like, forget getting married and having children. You need a good job. You need to go to school. You need to build yourself a career. Money is the most important thing. Clearly, career has been a blockage here. And the career thing can be distorted masculine energy as well. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, grow old with you, have a family with you, and live out our last days together as one. I did see life partner. It was the third card on the bottom of the deck after I shuffled this deck. What does this person want to say to you? You are very special to me, and I am planning on taking action to prove how important you really are in my life. I'm going to save that one too. We are merging and aligning as one. Our energies are elevating to the highest form of all love. And I feel like what's been stopping this person is they're not at your frequency. Love is a lesson that is worth learning for you. I didn't have the best upbringing, and my only vision of a relationship was an unhealthy one. Yeah. So you could have been dealing with someone who grew up in chaos. And what happens to someone who, it doesn't happen to everybody that grows up in chaos, but some people grow up and the minute that things feel comfortable, they self-sabotage or they start arguments, distorted masculine energy, in order to create that chaos. They do it subconsciously. They don't do it on purpose. One more. You've changed me for the better. I am breaking generational curses and moving towards you. So you could also be a generational cycle breaker. Some of you could be Leo, the sign of Leo. No way. So these fell on the floor. I finished my self-work and I am coming back to you. We will be one very soon. I'm planning a big surprise for you. Get ready to expect the unexpected, the Tower. Interesting. And now I'm just going to get a few more from a different channeled message deck. Let's see. I feel like something about being too afraid to talk to you is going to come out. So what does this person want to say? What does this person want to say? Jeez. There's some insecurity. I miss you, do you? So they're unsure if you even miss them. I think we should slow down. So they could have developed very fast feelings for you and then pulled away. I meant what I said. So if this person, they could have even, do you know what I heard right away? They could have said to you, that they needed to work on themselves and that they'd be back, or that you'd hear from them again. Or they could have told you that they saw a future with you. What does this person want to say? We have, will you choose me? So it's interesting because I always say your intuition whispers and your anxiety screams. And then my good friend told me that your intuition talks to you and your anxiety questions you, or your ego questions you. And whenever I see these cards, I think of like someone who's lacking confidence. So they're unsure if you will choose them. They're unsure if you even miss them. And that's their ego. 1 cup, Ace of Cups. There is love there. Ace of Swords. So they do have clarity. And remember, Ace of Cups is what's coming for action. And Ace of Swords, when I asked about communication, that's what came out. This came out for action. You could even be dealing with someone whose ego won't let them apologize, because when people have a fear of taking accountability, it's their ego trying to protect themselves. And 4, I don't want to lose you. So look at this. This is exactly what I mean. Their ego is saying, will that person even choose me? And their intuition is saying, I don't want to lose them. What cards did I cover up? 5. I just want it for dates. Was that the only one I covered up? 7. Okay, we'll just get a couple more and then I'll stop. What does this person want to say to you? We have Ace of Pentacles. Fresh start, new beginning, 111. And we have, do you think about me too? There's the fear. What was I saying about the questions and the statements? 1111, 1111. November 11th could be symbolic for this connection. Or January 11th. 2 more. Two more. I am manifesting you. So they're thinking about you constantly. I want to start a family with you. 10 of Cups or 10 of Pentacles. And I'm ready. So when they're ready, they're going to take that leap of faith. So we do have lots of ones. So October, oh gosh, this is going to take me forever. January 4th, January 11th. January 14th, January 5th, January 15th, January 7th, January 17th, January 18th, January 8th, January 10th, April 1st, April 11th, April 14th, April 15th or 5th, April 7th or 17th, April 18th or 8th, April 10th. Did I already say 10? I think I did. Where are we going now? July 11th, July 1st, July 4th, 14th, 5th, 15th, 8th, 18th, 10th, August, I'm trying, August 1st, August 11th, August 4th, August 14th, August 5th, August 15th, August 7th, 17th, or 10th, October 1st, October 11th, October 4th, October 14th, October 5th, 15th, 7th, 17th, 18th, or November 1st, November 11th, November 4th, November 14th, November 5th, or 15th, 7th or 17th, 8th or 18th, or 10th. That was a lot. Or the years 1978, 1975, 1974, 1971, 1970, or 1980, or 87, 85, 84th, 81st. Did I say 80th? Also like 2001, 2004. All right, I'm done. So I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.